welcome to the Smartacus Quiz 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you gathered here today. We are here in Smartacus 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz for Indian students of grades 5 to 12. Today we are in the south zone of the country. First, we need to get to know these young teams who are going to fight it out for the honor of advancing into the next phase of Smartacus 2022. On one side is Christ Academy, Hullahalli, Bengaluru, and on the other, Padma Sheshadri Balabhavan Senior Secondary School, Chennai. And it is time that we know which are the students who are going to take part in this match play.
I'm Rahul Acharya and I'm from 8th grade. I like designing and reading books.
I'm Hansel from Christ Academy. My interests include playing tennis and quizzing.
So, hello everyone. My name is Aditya Acharya. I like quizzing and marking basically.
We will now move across to their opponents for today.
Hi, I am Arjun from PSBK Canada. I am in grade 11. My interests include, I have a wide range of interests and I like to know as many things as possible, but now unfortunately academics takes up most of my time.
I'm Harish. I like reading books and watching movies, but since I'm 12th grade, I need to take a sideline from that and because for that I've been focusing more on studies recently, but I'm a passionate quizzer and I'm hoping to do well.
I'm MB Harshavardhan from PSPV. In Standard 12, my interests include watching political news, TV, as well as quizzing. However, being in grade 12, once again, they're forced to be in a strict routine studies.
In the next 5 seconds, we will do a coin toss between the two team captains. Aditya, heads or tails, what shall be your call?
Heads.
Heads, says Aditya. Let's do the coin toss. And heads it is. This is heads. Let's know the rules by which these matches shall be played. And today's match, the rules are these. Rahul, your chosen topic is comics from the world of literature. The first of your questions on comics coming up now. On the left, you see an image, which is an image from a certain kind of comic book. The word manga comes from an Asian language and is composed of two kanji elements. Kanji is one of the ways in which that language is written. It's composed of two kanji elements, meaning impromptu and pictures. Which language are we talking about from a country which is obsessed with these comics? Your 30 seconds begin now.
Japanese.
Rahul says Japanese. Japan and Japanese obsessed with manga. Let's take a look at the answer slide. Japanese is correct. That's a beautiful answer by Rahul. He knows his comics well. I don't know whether he's a manga fan or not, but he surely knows about these comics. Let's go to your second question, Rahul, on comics coming up now. You will see a blue box on the screen that has been put there by the Quizmasters team to hide something. Which world-famous comic character is hidden by that blue box from this very famous comic cover page? And your time starts now.
Superman.
Superman, you say. Is that a super answer or not? I don't know. But what makes you say Superman?
I've seen this comics like literally everywhere, wherever comics comes up. This is
All right. Whenever comics are discussed, this is one of those iconic comic books which is always discussed because it was the start of what is today a multi-billion-dollar franchise, right? Let's take a look at the answer slide. I have a feeling you're going to be right. Superman is correct. And this is the debut of Superman in the pages of Action Comics. Of course, he would go on to star in DC, which was originally which originally stood for Detective Comics, and he is now a DC star, and he's perhaps the one character around which the entire DC universe revolves. Let's hop across to your opponents for today. PSBB Senior Secondary School, Chennai. Your youngest member is Arjun Anantakrishnan. Arjun, which of the 7 remaining topics would you like to play?
Odd beasts.
Odd beasts, says Arjun. He is not going for the easy ones. He wants to tackle animals right away. Let's open up that box. The first of your questions from odd beasts is this: merino wool, caracal wool, angora wool, cheviot wool, and cotswold wool. These are certain kinds of fabrics. Out of all these, angora wool is the odd one out. And why? Because while all the others are obtained from sheep, angora wool is obtained from which animal? And your time starts now. Remember, these are all fine, soft fabrics or wool. So imagine, if not a sheep, what animal could give a soft, fluffy fabric?
It's a rabbit.
Arjun says it's a rabbit. Is he pulling a rabbit out of a hat? Only time will tell. Let's take a look at the answer. Rabbit it is. Angora wool comes from Angora rabbits. Very nice answer. I think that last bit about soft and fluffy finally clicked a switch in Arjun's mind. We will go and see the second question that Arjun wants to play. On your left, you will see an image of an animal, a marine animal called a dugong. Dugongs are large marine mammals that are often considered the inspiration for mermaids, which were glimpsed by sailors as they were basking on rocks. Dugongs are classified as vulnerable, and they have been hunted for their meat and oil for thousands of years. That is what makes them vulnerable. By what common 2-word name are dugongs better known? That also includes the name of a common domestic animal. And your time starts now.
Pico.
Sea cow, says Arjun. Dugongs are also known as sea cows because they are such large, peaceful creatures. Let's take a look at the answer and see if we will get points for that. Of course he will. Sea cows or dugongs were the basis for the inspiration of mermaids in the ancient literature and ancient stories. The 2 youngest members from both these teams have maximized their topics. It is now the turn of their teammates to step up to the plate, as we say, and emulate what these youngsters have done. Going back to Christ Academy, which of the 6 remaining topics would you like to play for yourself?
I would like to play famous speeches.
The first question from famous speeches is this: what is the name of the famous speech delivered by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on the eve of India's independence in Parliament, which starts with the lines, "Long years ago, we made a blank, blank, blank." And the 3 blanks will itself give you the name of the speech. Your time starts now.
The answer is A Tryst with Destiny.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. What a beautiful speech. Equally beautiful answer. That's 2 points to you. Let's show you the answer and we will move on from there. 2 points to you, Christ Academy. That's a beautiful answer. Let's see if you can match that with the second question about famous speeches. At a protest march in Washington, D.C. in 1963, the American civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. delivered a famous speech commonly named for a 4-word phrase that was often repeated within it. And that phrase is, "I have a blank." What word have I blanked, Aditya?
The answer is I have a dream. The blank word is dream.
I have a dream. So the blank word is dream. Let's see if that will get you points. Dream is correct. I have a dream. 2 points is what you get for your team. Let's go across to the team captain from PSBB now. PSBB, your captain is Harsha. Harsha, which topic would you like to play?
The internet.
The internet, says Harsha, that green topic beckoning Very, very tempting to go for the internet. Let's open that box. The first of your questions is this. Usually found at the beginning of website addresses, what do the letters www stand for?
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web, says Harsha, not even letting 3 seconds go past on the timer. 2 points is what you will get. We will go to the answer slide. World Wide Web is correct. 2 points to you. Let's show you your second question. HTML is a code that is used to structure a web page and its content. HTML stands for blank markup language. Which 9-letter word or 2 words of 5?
Hypertext markup language.
Can you please repeat that?
Hypertext markup language.
Hypertext markup language is HTML. Let's see if that will fetch you points. Hypertext or hypertext, 2 words, is correct. 2 points to PSBB as well. Right now, I'll give you a scores update and then we will move on. At the end of 4 specialized topics, 2 per team, Christ Academy on 8, PSBB Senior Secondary School Chennai also on 8. For now, I will go back to Christ Academy who won the toss. Hansel, which topic would you like to play?
So I would like to go for climate change.
Hansel says, I would like to go for climate change. The first of your questions on climate change is this. Melting permafrost in the polar regions releases carbon into the atmosphere, both in the form of carbon dioxide and which other greenhouse gas which has the chemical formula CH4? And your time starts now.
The answer is methane.
Methane, says Hansel. Let's take a look at the answer. Methane is correct. CH4 being methane. Let's go to the second question on climate change. The government of which island nation in the Indian Ocean held this meeting that you see on screen, the world's first underwater cabinet meeting in 2009, to highlight the fact that rising water levels were threatening the very existence of that country. The island happens to be a popular tourist destination as well. Your time begins now.
Maldives.
Hansel says Maldives. The Maldives, or Maldives as they're called, let's see if we can give him points for that. Kudos to the way you guys are playing this. Let's see if we can make it 12 out of 12. Going across to the last individual specialized topic for today, which shall be played by PSBB Chennai. The team member who has not yet chosen a topic happens to be Harish. Harish, which topic would you like to play?
I think I'll take Africa.
You would like to play Africa, did you say?
Yep.
All right. Harish, 2 questions on Africa. The first of them being this. The San or San, formerly called Bushmen, are the oldest population group of southern Africa. Which famous African desert do the San mainly live in? And your time starts now.
Sahara Desert.
Sahara Desert, says Harish. The first wrong answer of the quiz. We will go across to his teammates, Arjun and Harsha. 15 seconds beginning now. You have to signal to each other and tell me which desert. One of you. 10 seconds to go. Think fast.
I'm answering.
Yes, Arjun, go for it.
Kalahari.
Arjun says Kalahari. That's a really, really good answer. The youngest member of the team saving a point for them. Let's take a look at the answer slide. Kalahari Desert it is. That's such a good answer, Arjun. I think your team will be breathing a little easy because you saved that 1 point. Let's go back to Harish. Harish, the second of your questions on Africa is this. Which North African country belonged to France for about 130 years, right until 1962? And there's a clue. The name of the country's capital begins with the same 3 letters as the country name itself. And your time begins now. Think of African nations which have a very strong French influence, and the name of the country begins with the same 3 letters as the name of its capital. Last 5 seconds, Arjun.
Morocco.
Morocco, he says. Not Morocco. We will go across again. We'll go to Arjun and Harsha. 15 seconds beginning now. Which one of you wants to take this? Yes, Arjun.
Tunisia.
Tunisia and Tunis. If it was Tunisia and Tunis, it would be the first 5 letters being the same. It's not Tunisia or Tunis. We'll go across for the first steal of today's match. 15 seconds beginning now. Christ Academy, who is going to answer this and what is that answer going to be?
Okay, I'll answer it. Is it Algeria?
Is it Algeria, says Rahul, and what would the capital be then?
It's some Algiers, I guess. Something. I remember it started from A or something.
Okay, not a problem. Let's take a look at the answer slide because we've finished all 3 attempts at this question. Algeria is correct. Their capital is Algiers, and many famous French athletes and personalities have Algerian backgrounds, including, of course, one of the most famous of their footballers, Zinedine Zidane himself. That's 1 point, the first steal of this match, stolen by Christ Academy right from under the noses of PSBB Chennai. That brings us to the end of all 6 specialized topics of individual play. We will now go back to the grid. Christ Academy, you will play any topic of the 2 remaining ones on screen that are specialized topics. I will give you 10 seconds. All 3 members will unmute, have a quick discussion, and tell me which topic you want to play.
Yes, sir. We would like to choose Indian national initiatives.
Question number 1 for your team play on Indian National Initiative. Launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in October 2014, which program or initiative aims to achieve a clean India by October 2019 as a tribute to the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi?
Swachh Bharat.
Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, let's go.
So our final answer is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
All right, your final answer is the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. That will get you 2 points. It's a clean sweep, much like what happens in the Swachh Bharat mission or Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. That's 2 points to you. Let us show you the second question on Indian national initiatives. Which was the first state in India to launch a midday meal scheme for students in the early 1960s? By 2002, the scheme was implemented in all of India's states who borrowed from this pioneer state. Your time begins now.
I guess it might be Tamil Nadu.
I was thinking about Canada.
I don't know. I had a feeling it's Madhya Pradesh. I have no clue what's the answer.
I don't think it's Madhya Pradesh. I think.
I
And Kerala?
suppose it's one of the southern states.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go with what?
Kerala,
Kerala.
Tamil Nadu.
Final answer is Kerala.
Your final answer is Kerala. Kerala is not what I'm looking for. Going across to PSBB Senior Secondary School, Chennai. 15 seconds. Quickly unmute all 3. Discuss and tell me a final answer.
Our answer is Tamil Nadu by Kamaraj.
Your answer is Tamil Nadu by the great K. Kamaraj. I was wondering who was going to pounce on this. I think Christ Academy also had it. I heard Rahul saying first off that I think it is Tamil Nadu. They went across to Madhya Pradesh and then settled on God's own country. But it happens to be Tamil Nadu, quite aptly cracked by a Chennai team. That's 1 point stolen right back by PSBB. That sets it up for a very, very nice finish of the specialized topics. This brings us to the end of Christ Academy's choice of specialized topic for team play. We will go across to PSBB Chennai. The first of your questions is this. The popular performance art called flamenco, which you see on screen, involving songs, dance, and music, was developed by gitanos as an improvisational folk form in Andalusia in southern Spain way back in the 18th century. It is now one of UNESCO's masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. Which group of people or which people, usually known by an English word meaning people having a wandering way of life, originated this form? And your time starts.
Is
I think
it
it's
nomad?
Gypsies.
Or
No,
do
no,
you
no,
think-
no. Wait. It's
Okay.
gypsies.
Gypsies.
Our final answer is gypsies.
Your final answer is gypsies. Let's take a look at the answer slide. Gypsies is correct. They're also known as the Romani people because nowadays gypsies is thought to be a slightly pejorative or a distasteful way of referring to the Romanis. Gypsies will get you 2 points. That's a very good answer, Arjun. Let's go back to improvisational dance forms. The second of your questions coming up. Which classical dance form, and listen to the question carefully, there's a clue hidden there. Which classical dance form that you see on screen was developed under the royal patronage at Lucknow and Jaipur and comprises an improvised conversation, basically by means of questions and answers between the dancer, the percussionist, the person who's playing that instrument, the tabla, and the singer. Its name is derived from a Sanskrit word which means story or storytelling. And your
It
time
must be
begins
Kathak.
now.
Kathak.
Some Kata. Katas.
Our final answer is Kathak.
PSBB says our final answer is Kathak. Let's take a look at the answer slide and see what story it tells us. Kathak it is. What a cracker of an answer by PSBB. That gives them the full 4 points from the last of the specialized topics, which was team play. This brings us to the end of what has been one of the most exciting quizzes in the zonal rounds of Smartacus 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz for Indian students between classes 5 and 12. The scores tell a very, very beautiful story. It has been an up and down battle in the last couple of questions, last couple of topics, but the scores are very, very tightly poised, a wafer-thin margin separating the two teams. At the moment, Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan, PSBB Senior Secondary School, KK Nagar, Chennai are on 13 points. Leading at this stage by a slender margin of 2 points is the team from Christ Academy, Pulahalli, Bengaluru, who have got 15. 13 to Chennai, 15 to Bengaluru. And we go back to the Bengaluru team and ask them, which mystery box would you like to play?
Sir, we'll go with mystery box 2.
Mystery box 2. All right. The first of your questions from mystery box 2 is this. The 24 Hours of Le Mans, the Indianapolis 500 and the Monaco Grand Prix comprise the unofficial triple crown of which fast-paced sport? And your time starts now.
Motorsport. It
it's
has to be
race.
motorsport.
Wait. So anything is fine, right? Racing, motor racing, car
Yeah,
racing,
four-wheel racing. I mean,
Yeah.
F1.
formula,
four-wheel
like
racing.
race.
Yeah, let's go
Race.
with
Yeah.
racing.
Hansel.
Wait, motorsports racing, which one?
Yeah, fine. Motorsport.
Racing, just say racing.
Fine.
Okay, fine.
Fine, Our final answer is motorsport racing.
What is?
Final answer is motorsport racing, says Christ Academy. Let's take a look at the answer and see if they are right. Motorsport or car racing, as accurate as that answer slide. I think this team is playing really, really well. They have a discussion which says, do we go for just racing? Do we go for Formula One? Do we say four-wheel racing? I loved hearing that discussion, and they came up trumps by saying motorsport racing. Let's show you the second question from your mystery box. The papyrus reed obtained from the banks of a famous river was used by the ancient Egyptians to make baskets, boats, and most importantly to history, scrolls on which history was written. Which river are we talking about?
Egypt, right? Other than
Yeah,
that.
no important though. Other than, hey.
Okay. So our final answer is the River Nile.
Your final answer is the River Nile, says Christ Academy. Let's take a look at the answer. It is the Nile. Very, very good answer. 2 points to you. The last of your questions from the mystery box number 2 is this. Kanak Bhavan, Sita Ki Rasoi, Hanuman Gari, Gularbari, Dashrath Bhavan, Nageshwarnath Temple, and Treta Ka Thakur are lesser known tourist attractions in which Indian city on the Sharayu River, which is traditionally believed to be more than 9,000 years old? And your time starts now.
I guess it must be Varanasi.
Ayodhya?
Ayodhya.
Oh, yes.
Sarayu.
Yeah,
We'll go
Ayodhya.
for that, right?
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
our final answer is the city of Ayodhya.
Your final answer is the city of Ayodhya, says the team from Christ Academy. Let's take a look at the answer slide. Ayodhya it is. I think you saved yourself a serious bit of trouble there. Ayodhya gets you 2 points. We will now go across to the final segment of today's quiz, which is the remaining mystery box, which shall be played by the team from PSBB Senior Secondary School, KK Nagar, Chennai. The first of your questions from Mystery Box 1 is this. In April 1792, highwayman or robber Nicolas Jacques Pelletier became the first person to be executed in Paris by using what famous machine or instrument that you see on screen? And your time starts now.
So, guillotine. Our final answer is the guillotine.
Your final answer is the guillotine. That's a good answer. Cutting off the head of the question. 2 points. Let's take a look at the answer. The guillotine, it was invented by a doctor named Guillotine, and very, very funnily enough, all he was trying to do was to think of a more humane way, a less painful way to carry out the death penalty, which was so common in those times. 2 points to PSBB KK Nagar, Chennai. Let's show you the second of your questions from the mystery box. The French term escargot is used in a culinary context, in the food context, to refer to edible varieties of what small, slow creature with a soft, wet body and a round shell? And your time starts now.
Our final answer is snail.
Your final answer is snail, says PSBB Chennai. Let's take a look at the answer. Snail is correct. Snail is the French, snail in French is escargot or escargot. And that gives you 2 points, not slow at all. That was a fast-paced answer by PSBB. Let's go across to the final question of today's quiz, unless, of course, we have a tiebreaker. The third of your questions from the mystery box is this. Which world-famous giant river was once named after Francisco de Orellana, who first navigated the 6,920-kilometer long path of this river?
Yeah, Amazon.
Our final answer is Amazon.
Your final answer is Amazon, says a PSBB. Let's take a look at the answer slide. Amazon is correct. Beautiful answering. I think both teams have finished this quiz the way they started it, which was like a power play batting. And I think both teams deserve a round of applause for the way that they have played today's quiz. We have Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School, KK Nagar, Chennai, finishing on a brilliant score of 19 points. A round of applause to you. They were led by MD Harshavardhan and ably supported by their youngest member Arjun Anantakrishnan and Harsh Vijay Kumar. 19 points is what PSBB KK Nagar Chennai gets. Very good round of applause to you boys. And for now, they finished this quiz on the score of 19. The score which wins this quiz is just 2 points, a wafer-thin margin, more than their score. 21 points to the team from Christ Academy, Hulahalli, Bengaluru, who win this quiz today, ably led by their captain Aditya Acharya, supported by his youngest teammate Rahul Acharya, and the third team person, last but certainly not the least, Hansel Biju Matthew. Christ Academy, Hulahalli, Bengaluru win today's quiz. They will advance into the next phase of the South Zone knockouts. For today, congratulations to Christ Academy. My commiserations and best wishes to the team from PSBB Senior Secondary School, KK Nagar, Chennai. For now, this is me, Meghasham Shirodkar, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz for Indian students between grades 5 and 12. A brilliant match today. Both the teams should be proud of the way that they conducted themselves. We will come back with more such knockout rounds from the South Zone and elsewhere. Until then, it is goodbye and have a very nice day.